Are you scared to even pick up a crochet hook because you think it's too hard? Stop right there, because what I'm about to show you today is so simple, so beginner-friendly, that you could literally learn it in the next 10 minutes and be making something beautiful by tonight. I'm not exaggerating when I say this pattern is one of the easiest things you will ever make with just a hook and some yarn. No fancy stitches, no confusing charts, no 40-page instructions that make your head spin, just simple, repeatable moves that turn into something that looks like it came from a fancy boutique. And by the end of this video, you're gonna know exactly how to make it, step by step, from the very first stitch to the very last one. So if you've ever wanted to try crochet but felt too intimidated, or if you tried once and gave up because it felt confusing, this video is for you. Stick around because I'm going to walk you through everything. Let's talk about the real problem here. So many people want to learn crochet. They see these gorgeous scarves, blankets, and little decorations online, and they think, I wish I could make that. But then they open up a tutorial and it's full of terms like front post double crochet or invisible decrease, and they just close the tab. It feels like learning a new language before you even get to make anything pretty. And that's the biggest reason people quit before they even start. They think crochet has to be complicated to look nice, but that is simply not true. Some of the most beautiful patterns in the world are made from just 2 or 3 basic stitches, repeated over and over. The trick isn't knowing 100 fancy techniques. The trick is picking the right simple pattern and just being consistent with your stitches. That's exactly what we're doing today. I'm going to show you a pattern that only uses 2 stitches you probably already sort of know, or that you'll pick up within your first 2 rows. And when you're done, you'll have something that looks like it took hours of advanced skill, when really it just took patience and repetition. All right, let's talk about what we actually need. You don't need a giant shopping list for this. Grab a skein of medium weight yarn, something like a worsted weight, because that's the easiest for beginners to work with. It's not too thin where it slips around, and it's not too thick where it's hard to control. Pick a color you love, because trust me, when you're a beginner, having a pretty color makes the whole process way more fun. Next, you'll need a crochet hook. For worsted weight yarn, a size H or I hook works great. That's about 5 to 5.5 millimeters if your hook uses the metric sizing. You'll also want a pair of scissors and a yarn needle for weaving in the ends later. That's it. That's literally the whole supply list. No special tools, no expensive kits. Now let's talk about what we're making. Today, we're creating a simple shell stitch piece. You can turn this into a scarf, a small blanket, a table runner, or even a set of coasters, depending on how big or small you make it. The shell stitch pattern creates these beautiful little fan shapes that line up in rows, and it genuinely looks like something you'd pay good money for in a store. But once you know the pattern, you'll realize it's just a simple sequence you repeat again and again. Let's start from the very beginning, because I want this to be so clear that even if you have never touched a crochet hook in your life, you can follow along. First, we make a slip knot. This is just a loop you put on your hook to get started. If you don't already know how to do this, picture making a pretzel shape with your yarn and pulling one end through the loop, then tightening it onto your hook. Not too tight, just snug enough that it can still slide.
From there, we chain. Chaining is the foundation row, kind of like the base of a house before you build the walls. You're going to yarn over, which just means wrapping the yarn over your hook and pulling it through the loop that's already on your hook. You repeat that motion again and again to create a chain of loops. For this pattern, you want your starting chain to be a multiple of 4 plus 1 extra stitch. So for a small practice swatch, let's chain 17. That gives us 4 sets of 4 plus 1. If you want a bigger project, like a full scarf, you would just keep adding groups of 4 until you reach the width you want. Once your chain is done, we're ready to start row 1. In your second chain from the hook, you're going to make 1 single crochet. A single crochet is just inserting your hook into the stitch, yarning over, pulling through, so now you have 2 loops on your hook, yarning over again and pulling through both loops. That's it. That's the entire single crochet stitch. It sounds like a lot of words, but once you do it once or twice with your hands, it just clicks. After that single crochet, you skip the next 2 chains, and in the following chain, you're going to make 5 double crochets, all in that same stitch. That group of 5 double crochets is what creates that pretty shell or fan shape we talked about earlier. To make a double crochet, you yarn over before you even insert your hook into the stitch. Then insert the hook, yarn over again, pull through, so now you have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over again, pull through 2 loops, and one more time, yarn over and pull through the last 2 loops. That completes 1 double crochet. You're going to do that motion 5 times, all into the same stitch to create your shell. After your group of 5 double crochets, you skip the next 2 chains again and make a single crochet into the following chain. Then you repeat that whole sequence. Skip 2, 5 double crochets in the next stitch, skip 2, single crochet, all the way across your row until you reach the end. I know that might sound like a lot when you hear it out loud, but when your hands are actually doing it, you'll notice the rhythm almost right away. Skip, shell, skip, single. Skip, shell, skip, single. It becomes almost like a little song you're doing with your hands. Once you reach the end of your first row, you're going to turn your work around, like flipping a pancake, and chain 1 to get your hook up to the right height for the next row. This chain 1 does not count as a stitch. It's just there to help you transition. For row 2 and every row after that, here's where it gets even easier because the pattern becomes predictable. You're going to single crochet into the very first stitch, then right into the center of the shell from the row below, meaning the middle double crochet of that group of 5, you're going to place 5 double crochets again, creating a brand new shell sitting right on top of the gap from the row before. Then, single crochet into the space between shells, which is actually going to land right between 2 single crochets from the previous row. You just keep repeating that across the whole row. Single crochet, shell in the center of the shell below, single crochet, shell in the center of the shell below until you reach the very end. This is the beautiful part about this pattern. Every single row after the first one follows this exact same rhythm. There's no need to count complicated stitch patterns or follow a chart with symbols. You're literally just looking for the center of the shell from the previous row and placing your next shell right there. Your eyes will actually start to see the pattern form as you go, and that visual guide makes it almost impossible to get lost. Keep repeating row 2's pattern for as many rows as you want, depending on how big you want your project to be. If you're making a scarf, you'll want to keep going until it reaches the length you're happy with, usually somewhere between 50 and 60 inches for a nice wearable scarf, but that's completely up to you and your personal style. Now, here's the moment where everything comes together, the part where your simple little swatch turns into something that actually looks impressive. As you finish more and more rows, step back for a second and look at what you've created. Those shell shapes start lining up in this gorgeous wave pattern, almost like ocean ripples or lace. And the crazy thing is, you didn't do anything complicated to get there. You just repeated the same 2 moves, single crochet and shell, over and over. This is usually the point where beginners have this little light bulb moment. They realize crochet isn't about knowing 100 stitches, it's about understanding a rhythm and trusting the process. You look down at your hands and realize, wait, I actually made this. It looks like something from a store, and I made it with my own hands using something so simple. Once you've reached the length you want, it's time to finish off your project. To do this, after your last stitch, you cut your yarn, leaving a tail of about 6 inches. Then you pull that tail all the way through your last loop and gently tighten it. That locks your stitches in place so your work doesn't unravel. After that, grab your yarn needle, thread that leftover tail through it, and weave it into the back of your work, going through a few stitches in different directions so it stays secure. Do the same thing with the tail from your very first chain at the beginning. Once both ends are woven in and trimmed, your project is officially done. And that's genuinely it, from a slip knot to a finished, beautiful shell stitch piece, using nothing but a single crochet and a double crochet, 2 stitches most people learn within their first day of crocheting. This pattern proves that you do not need advanced skills to make something that looks stunning. You just need patience, a little bit of practice, and the willingness to keep that simple rhythm going row after row. If you're just starting out, don't put pressure on yourself to make it perfect the first time. Your first few rows might look a little wobbly, your shells might not be perfectly even, and that is completely normal. Every single person who crochets beautifully today started exactly where you are right now, holding a hook for maybe the first or second time, feeling a